through the African Americans in this country and the Hispanics and everybody else. I believe, now, if I believe the Southern Poverty Law Center is pushing the radical left, I also believe that there are people and organizations that are pushing the radical right. Get that in your mind, because I'm going to go back to this concept that I've been teaching throughout all the year. This idea of Baphomet. Baphomet, remember, he has salve written on one arm and he has coagula written on the other. He is about the dissolution and the rebinding or the rebuilding. You have to, in order to have a new world order, you must tear down the old world order. And in order to tear down the old world order, all you got to do is just let the two opposites clash in the middle. Things like this are doing nothing but that. This side is stirring up this side is stirring up this side. And I'm telling you, people, get ready. There is going to be an inevitable clash inside of our country. All of this coincides with earthquakes. Here's another story that I wanted to deal with. The White House land grab. Here they are again. This is by Senator Jim DeMint. He said, you'd think the Obama administration is busy enough controlling the banks, insurance companies, and automakers, but thanks to whistleblowers at the Department of the Interior, we're now learning they're planning to increase their control over energy-rich land in the West. A secret administration memo has surfaced revealing plans for the federal government to seize more than 10 million acres from Montana to New Mexico. Yeah, try doing that in Montana. Montana, they've got more guns than people in Montana. Halting job-creating activities like ranching, forestry, mining, and energy development. Worse, this land grab would dry up tax revenue that's essential for funding schools, firehouses, and community centers. Now, I will say he sounds like a politician. And he is a politician. But anyway, he said President Obama could act the plans in this memo with just the stroke of a pen, without any input from the communities affected by it. At a time when our national unemployment rate is 9.7%, it is unbelievable anyone would be looking to stop job-creating energy enterprises, yet that's exactly what's happening. The document lists 14 properties that, according to the document, might be good candidates for Mr. Obama to nab through presidential proclamation. Apparently, Washington bureaucrats believe it's more important to preserve grass and rocks for bird watchers and backpackers than to keep these local economies thriving. I'm not going to continue to read on this, but the government has been doing this before. In fact, I don't know, there's a thing floating around the internet. It's a map, and I don't have one. It's a map of all the places in the United States that are like UN-controlled biospheres, and it's just enormous, the amount of land that we, the people, no longer have any control over whatsoever. And apparently President Obama is going to add to that the amount of land. Now remember, land ownership is a right that's given to us by the government? No. Land ownership is a right given to us by the Constitution and by the Word of God. And I'm going to show you some things. Genesis chapter 1. I'm going to show you the spirit now that is behind this. And I've taught this before, but I think it bears repeating again, especially in light of what it is we're seeing. We need to understand what's going on, that these people are not being led by an Illuminati, a group of men in Sweden somewhere, the Vatican somewhere, although that is part of it. They're being led, as you and I are led, by a spirit that doesn't like men or people on land. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Here's what God said. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. God is the one. Now watch this. God made the world. He made the whole earth, so it belongs to Him. Then God made all of the little animals and all the little trees and all the little creeping things, and it belongs to God. And then God made man, and man belongs to God. And God said, man, I'm going to let you have dominion over everything. And that's the position that God placed man in. But I want you to remember that the earth, and this is how she's worshipped throughout all the world. The earth is worshipped as a goddess. The spirit of this world is Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. That is her title, and that is the spirit that is guiding Al Gore, that's guiding all these environmentalists, that's guiding this land grab that Obama is part of. It's guiding all of this stuff, and you need to understand why she's this way. She represents, and I've said this before, but I'm going to show you this in 1 Kings, she represents the transfer of biblical authority. Here it is, God gave the earth, God gave man dominion over the earth, okay? Who wants dominion over the earth? Lucifer does. He wants to be the god of this world. He wants to be the god of everything. And so she, that spirit, Mystery Babylon, Gaia, Ashtaroth, Diana, Ishtar, Venus, she's going to get control over the earth from man and give it to the devil. And I'm going to show you this. 1 Kings chapter 21. Her name also is Jezebel. Jesus warned us about her. He said, don't let Jezebel in your church. Don't let her run the show in your church. And here it is. Here it is a guy by the name of Naboth. Naboth owns a vineyard. He owns land. Why? Because God gave him that land. He gave it to his forefathers. God said, pass it down, and it was passed down, and now Naboth owns it. And Ahab wants to buy the land. And he said, Ahab, I can't let you have the land. I can't do it. I can't sell it to you. It's not your right to have it, and it's not my right to sell it. So I'm sorry, I can't do anything for you. Ahab's mad. Here's what Jezebel said. Verse 7 of chapter 21. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry. And I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. I'm telling you, if you ever want to know what spirit is leading the President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama, it is Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. By the way, Jezebel cannot handle the truth of the Word of God. She can't stand it. She cannot handle things that are written down in ink. She doesn't like rules. She likes to make up her own. I've talked about this spirit of intuition. And so here we have the President of the United States. We have most of the Congress that, number one, they hate the Bible, so therefore they're going to hate the Constitution of the United States. And so it doesn't matter what rights the Constitution gives you. They don't care. They're not following the rules anyway. They'll just take from you and take from you and take from you what is not their right to take. God gave it to us. Although I will say that the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. And I will say that, and I've said this before, that we're in a situation right now in this country where, you know what? We've got it coming. We've got all of this that's happening right now. We deserve it. I mean, I'm going to fight it with everything that I've got. I'm going to proclaim and I'm going to watch and I'm going to send warning to America. But the truth of it is we're losing because we deserve to lose. Now, I want to talk about this, these earthquakes. I'm going to show you some pictures of this here. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in my life. The utter devastation that is in Haiti, number one. And Haiti was probably the least prepared in the whole world to have an earthquake. None of their buildings were built on any standards or codes whatsoever. And the place just looks like a nuclear bomb went off. And then you're talking about Chile. Chile supposedly had buildings that could withstand earthquakes. But looks like that this thing was so powerful. 8.8 earthquake on the Richter scale. Seismologists estimate that the earthquake was so powerful